Stennis, identify.
Where the hell are you? Watching the Weather Channel, Sports Center, I Dream of Genie or something?
We got 300 satellites up there! Where the hell are all our men?
781 just sped up to 46 knots, 50 knots.
This morning, the sound of U.S. Navy sailors reacting to a radar screen tracking unidentified objects flying around their stealth ship.
138 knots. Holy fast.
Identify yourself.
What is your name, sailor?
Wilder, captain of the USS John C. Stennis aircraft carrier.
Okay, Captain Wilder.
Primarch Victus. I didn't realize you were here.
As promised, we didn't forget where you live. Though I'm sorry to see your world looks as bad as ours.
I'm surprised you're not back on Paladin.
This war will be won or lost today, here, on Earth.
At times, the radar lighting up with 9 objects. It could be similar to those captured on night vision and infrared video, swarming warships for nearly a week in July of 2019, then disappearing without a trace.
That one's pretty much perfectly 000 relative, right? Yeah.
At one point, 2 objects suddenly vanishing from the screen, something experts say can happen with smaller targets. But the man who released the leaked video, Jeremy Corbell, says it might suggest the objects went above or below the radar range.
It's moving above the capacity for that radar to see it, or they're moving below, which would mean into the water.
Earlier this month, the filmmaker released another video showing a flying sphere drop into the ocean.
What was splashed?
Saying USOs, or unidentified submerged objects, have also been tracked by the military.
You want to have a throwdown about my lack of clearance, or do you want to help save a gazillion lives?
All right, Agent Simmons, I'm listening.
5 clicks.
West of the Gulf, we got ourselves an alien remodeling a pyramid.
Now, one hopes a prototype weapon called a railgun.
Shoots a steel projectile at Mach 7.
That's classified.
Don't talk to me about classified, all right? Now, if you've got a battleship in the Gulf, which I know you do, you tell them to be ready. That weapon!
Contact destroyer, USS Kidd.
This way! Move it!
For this crap.
Keep going, man. 15 minutes of fighting.
Not Paladin. Everything comes down to this moment, and history will record that the Turian hierarchy stood among the brave.
How are things back on Paladin?
Urdnot Rex was true to his word. The Krogan put up a magnificent fight, fearless to the last soldier. They bought us time to evacuate civilians. Yet even then the Reapers were still too much. The only hope from my world now is victory here on Earth.
I want to thank you for deploying your fleet. How did they manage?
Taking the main Reaper force head on, about as good as I could have hoped.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
That one's pretty much perfectly 000 relative, right? Yeah.
25.7 meters above sea level, 2932 north.
Kill track 5205
Target acquired. Killing track 2.
1. Fire.
I've been saving this for a special occasion. My brother on Earth produces a fruit known as grapes, which he turns into wine. He's really quite good at it. Chancellor, we have a a tradition called a toast. It is a drink to salute one's friends and good fortune, and I would like to propose a toast to our new friendship.
We have something very much like this on Malcor 3.
I think we shall find we have much in common.
And much that is not in common.
An opportunity to learn from one another.
You speak the language of diplomacy very well, Captain. It's a language I appreciate and understand. But I have learned to not always trust it.
Trust requires time and experience.
Which is to say there isn't much of a fleet left. This is our last stand, Commander. There are no more reinforcements.
I'm glad we got this chance to speak.
Likewise. Then, Commander, may the spirits be with you.
Us. Pioneers started on my corner like the cold crush. Had smokers lining up the block like a gold rush. The saying live fast and die young is what they told us.
When the Rachni laid waste to the galaxy 2,000 years ago, when all seemed lost and the end was near, one word delivered the killer blow. One word beat the monsters back to the abyss. And one word brought death to an enemy none dared fight. That word was Krogan!
B1's time on target 30 seconds, 2,000-pound JDAMs inbound.
We're gonna make a break for the beach on my command, okay? You guys stick with me, you understand? You stay on my ass!
Number 1 tally for smoke.
I hope these F-16s got good aim.
Yeah, why is that?
I told them to hit the orange smoke. You mean that orange smoke?
On a momentous day that shall be honored for time everlasting, our glorious empire at last heralded the coronation of Her Majesty Empress Jamil. As billions of faithful beheld a scene of unprecedented imperial might, she arrived with her guardians to announce the dawn of a new reclaiming.
No, you won't. But I will.
You're one of them?
It wasn't my best talks, okay?
Viper, thunder.
When asked about the radar video, a Pentagon spokesperson would only confirm they were taken by Navy personnel and were part of a review of unidentified aerial phenomenon, but wouldn't comment about how they were released.
It was a critical situation.
As fear spreads above ground, things are about to get even more terrifying below.
I need you to wake up. I've got the weirdest...
Salas wakes his commander and tells him the guard's report of a UFO above the base. Suddenly, the unthinkable happens.
The lights turned from green to red. In other words, red meaning unlaunchable.
Everything went red.
All 10 missiles were disabled. Every single one of them.
So what does that mean?
It means if we were given the order and if we had to go through our launch procedures, they couldn't be launched. This was an inexplicable situation.
With the missiles down, America's nuclear shield is compromised.
What was going through your mind when all this was happening?
You know, I'm thinking we're under some sort of an attack.
From the ashes a fire shall be woken. A light from the shadow shall spring. Renewed shall be blade that was broken.
A wave of extreme heat that comes from nowhere. It's one of the U.S. military's newest non-lethal weapons, an electromagnetic beam that emits an odorless, invisible, and silent blast of heat.
The crownless again shall be king.
According to physicist Balti Katai, starlight appearing simultaneously across all systems in New Eden doesn't make any sense. The energy required to create such an event is incomprehensible.
Reforge the sword. Ada.
Your hands are cold. The life of the Eldar is leaving you.
This was my choice. Ada, whether by your will or not, there is no ship now that can bear me hence.
As Salas and his commander desperately try to get their missiles back online, they learn that a week earlier, another missile launch crew at Malmstrom Base reported seeing the same strange lights. And seconds later, their nuclear warheads also go offline.
All 10 of their missiles went down while a UFO was overhead. All 10 of our missiles went down. The UFO was immediately over our facility.
What did you think when you found out that this had happened not once, but twice?
These were the most sophisticated weapons we had, and so it was worrying that something very unknown, very unusual, very strange could disable them.
Is this a coordinated attack by the same unidentified craft?
Give us a reading on each one of them!
In both cases, the weapons are out of action for nearly 24 hours.
Get out, James! There's no way!
So what did shut down the nuclear missiles at Malmstrom Air Base? And why?
This was extraterrestrial in nature. I honestly believe that.
Into the light I command thee. Into the light I command thee. Into the light.
I don't give a shit who he is with.
I want you to pull Commander Lipson out of that meeting right now.
Ma'am, I'm not really sure that I can...
Shut the fuck up and listen to me. It wasn't a rogue asteroid strike. It was an attack.
It's been long thought that there are objects out in space moving around between stars, and sometimes they can pass through our solar system, and not long ago, something from deep space made a surprise visit. Some say this visitor was a comet, or maybe an asteroid, but another astronomer strongly believes it's something completely different. Was it the splintered remains of an exoplanet? Or was this interstellar visitor some kind of alien spacecraft in disguise?
An attack! Give me a goddamn list of every person on Luna with a direct line of communication to Fleet Command. Fuck!
Christian.
What?
The second rock just hit Earth.
Where?
About 40 kilometers northwest of Philadelphia. And we've lost communication with New York. At least now they know it's an attack.
They can't see the rocks. They don't know why. We have to get through to the Secretary General herself. Tell her directly what we know.
We'll convince her.
She'll be in the Citroen bunker.
No, she's not in New York. She's on some junket. South Asia Trade Zone talks.
Right. Secret Service will have her off the ground by now. We need to contact the UN-1.
Medics from Fort Wayne and Fort Drum are being deployed to the disaster area, along with 80 MEVs and 50 clearance for search and rescue. Medical Corps is setting up triage units around Syracuse and Pittsburgh.
I want relief drones around the clock in the air to resupply the first responders and make sure the UNAID and the Red Cross get anything they need.
Fleet Command recommends that we head to Luna immediately until they can better assess exactly...
We're not going to Luna.
Nancy, the planet's under attack.
And I'm not abandoning it. What the hell's going on with the asteroid spotters?
The Planetary Defense Command says it's possible the entire Sentinel system's been hacked.
Jesus.
Motherfucker.
I went to the academy with half the officers on that plane. Not even one of them will pick up. We've been blackballed.
Hold on, Command. I want another shot at it.
Sir, I strongly recommend you disengage.
Eagle 1. Fox 3.
Planned an ambush. 13 hours after PL forces set their trap, the Vagrant warped in. Pinned down by vastly superior forces, the supercarrier never stood a chance.
Squadron leaders, fire at will, fire at will.
Eagle 6 at 7.
Eagle 5 at 3.
Eagle 1. Fox 2.
Eagle 20, Fox 2.
Your ego is astounding.
Gabriel.
Evasive maneuvers, squadron leaders, evasive maneuvers. Prepare to engage.
Why are they confirming these videos that are leaked to you?
They want to be ahead of it, and they're out of options. There's a lot of pressure by the global public and the American public, you know, for answers.
And after years of Navy fighter pilots also reporting other incidents where flying objects seem to accelerate instantly or fly at supersonic speeds without breaking the sound barrier, lawmakers on intelligence committees are demanding answers.
Our whole goddamn staff.
That's it. The staff. Casey.
Madam Avasarala.
Listen to me. I need you to do exactly as I say.
Ma'am, this is Chef Casey on UN-1.
I know who I fucking called. You fattened me up for years with macarons. Now, listen. Nancy, you have to listen to me, please.
God damn it!
Sir, I'm sorry she made me.
The rocks crashing down on Earth are covered in Martian stealth composites. That's why our spotters cannot see them.
Why would Mars?
It's not Mars. It's
Marco Inaros.
Yes, and I can prove it. But right now, you have to trust me.
What do you recommend?
The Watchtower satellites are the only thing we have that can penetrate stealth.
Brewster,
We're hoping to hell here you got some kind of solution for us.
I know what you're looking for, sir, but Skynet is not ready for a system-wide connection.
That's not what your civilian counterparts over there just told me. They say we can stop this damn virus. Now, I understand there's a certain amount of performance anxiety over there, but your boys are saying that if we plug Skynet into all of our systems, it'll squash this thing like a bug and give me back control of my military.
Mr. Chairman, I need to make myself very clear. If we uplink now, Skynet will be in control of your military.
You have to link them to the spotters. That's the best chance to destroy any more rocks that are on the way.
How many more are there?
I don't know, which is why you have to act immediately.
Retask the watchtowers and the sentinels. Just do it. Thank you. You may have just saved millions.
That's all that matters.
I've always admired your persistence.
I prefer to think of it as perseverance.
I'll bet you do.
Ma'am, get down! Oh my God!
Ruth, would you like a cup of tea?
Where am I?
Hey, look who's awake.
Demon! Demon!
No, we're sorry, okay? We're sorry. We're not going to hurt you, I promise. And we'll let you go just as soon as we can.
You've been deceived by an agent of Satan himself! He's evil!
Sitting right here. Come on.
No, he's not. He's not evil. He's just a bit rude. You know, we're trying to help him get home.
You are very clever. Yes, I am Arielu Lalile, and I suppose it has been a very long time since you've met one of my kind. I imagine you humans are still very short-lived. How sad. Ah well, to answer your question, we chose to cease our efforts with the Alliance of Three Stars when it seemed that there was no longer any threat to our Earthlings. I am pleased to see that you, from outside the slave shield, survived. You seem healthy.
He's from another world.
There's only one world, our world, the world that our God the Father created.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, my existence only disproves traditional notions of the Abrahamic Judeo-Christian God, as well as all one-world theology. That's all I meant.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Get in with these people.
Ruth, just listen to me for 1 second, please. If you could just calm down and listen.
I can't drive like this.
Oh, fuck this.
There's enough obvious evidence here that we need to take this seriously, not downplay it, and try to gather as much information as we can to figure out what is it these pilots are seeing and what does it mean.
Perfect way they showed us how to get money, fuck bitches off this nose dust. Showed me how to burn the block down before it slows up, before the window of opportunity closes up.
I want all remaining files secured and marked for Tentron clearance only. Commander Shepard, thank you for coming.
Did you find something?
The Council has ordered a full review into Donald Udina's activities. We're still piecing together his coup attempt. But that isn't why I asked you here. The situation is growing urgent for my people. We're aware your crucible is still missing a key component.
The catalyst. Do you know something?
Not exactly, but there is a artifact on our homeworld, Thessia, known only to highest levels of my government.
What is it?
With any luck, it's a means to help you locate the catalyst.
Give the Kirschauer to us. You won't be injured. This isn't your world, human. Surrender and you won't be harmed.
I'm not leaving her.
The artifact is kept in a temple located at these coordinates. I've ordered a scientific team to meet you there.
If this artifact is so important, why keep it hidden?
Every species in the Citadel has its secrets, Commander. But this one, in the wrong hands, would upset the balance of galactic power.
The Reapers are doing that right now.
Which is why I'm bringing this to you.
I appreciate the help.
It's you who will be helping us. The matriarchs are growing desperate. For the first time in our history, Thessia is vulnerable.
There is utter confusion here in Safazan, as the condition of Empress Jamal Saram remains unknown after a Titan carrying the Empress was destroyed by Drifter forces just a few minutes ago. The Empress was to attend the inauguration of the new Imperial flagship, the Arctoritas, at the Safazan headquarters of the Imperial Navy. Traveling in the Seraph, an Avatar-class Titan, the Empress was believed to be well protected and accompanied by a formidable escort. Despite this, the Seraph came under attack from a large Drifter force, appearing almost immediately after the Empress arrived in Safazan. Imperial guards attempted to intercept the attackers, but the Drifters used new tactics in their assault, utilizing their superior speed to head straight for the Seraph while ignoring all other ships. Within a matter of seconds, the Seraph was completely engulfed and obliterated by simultaneous fire from the entire Drifter force. It is obvious that the Empress was the sole target, and once the Seraph was destroyed, the Drifters warped away without concern for any other ships present.
For all our intellect, we're outmatched by Reaper firepower.
I'll do what I can.
Whether you know it or not, you've become the sole ray of hope in a very dark night. Goddess be with you.
Ah! I have it! Jules Verne.
Right up your alley, I would think.
Photonic, right?
Oh, what's left of one? What's left of all of them? I am the last. And these fragments I have shored against my ruins. T.S. Eliot. You wouldn't know him yet, but he is so depressing yet so divine. Oh, I'm sorry. The lending library is temporarily out of service. Not to worry, I have them all right here. Every page of every volume.
Can you tell me what's happening here?
Well, my sources are no longer fully annotated and my information is somewhat anecdotal. But I believe what was once one race is now two. One above and one below. Two distinct species that have evolved.
And how do those below survive?
That is the real question, isn't it? Bah.
I don't believe it.
Well, if you don't like the answers, you should avoid asking the questions. Look at them. They have no knowledge of the past, no ambition for the future. So lucky.
Why would you say something like that?
Can you even imagine what it's like to remember everything? I remember the 6-year-old girl who asked me about dinosaurs 800,000 years ago. I remember the last book I recommended, The Homeward Angel by Thomas Wolfe. And yes, I even remember you. Time travel. Practical application.
And my advice to the president would be we have to demonstrate what we're capable of.
I have suggested that to him already, and the president agrees.
Receiving authorization to target Russian satellite.
Indicators are green. 1 through 7.
We have target lock. System is firing. Target has been eliminated.
Very effective. Everyone here is quite impressed.
Let's hope the Russians are as well.
We predicted their next step would be to launch more anti-satellite weapons, and that's exactly what they're doing. I'm sure they're moving rockets into position as we speak.
And your next step?
We're preparing a proportional response. I'm recommending we take out their launch site.
Well, this is all leading to a full-scale nuclear attack, though, isn't it?
Unless we comply with their demands, yes. That would be a high probability.
Shouldn't we just nip this in the bud?
Given our new ability to defend ourselves, we don't see the need to jump the gun. The president is currently rethinking our position on unilateral control of the system.
I see.
Dr. Jackson, what are you doing?
As I suspected, the president is obviously failing to overcome a lack of necessary leadership abilities. So I'm gonna have to step in and prevent a global nuclear war.
You're not supposed to be able to do this. You can't do this.
I've already done this. This bunker is well protected. Don't even think about sending a cruise missile our way.
Dr. Jackson!
I don't know about the rest of you, but I've had enough of that guy.
Daniel, what are you doing?
Proportional response only makes sense when the playing field is even. We have a distinct advantage here. The problem is the other side just doesn't realize how wide the gap is. What they really need is a visual aid.
AG system targeting Moscow.
Daniel.
Don't worry. There's no threat of residual radiation spreading. It's quick and clean. It's like cutting your enemy's heart out with a scalpel. Don't you think it was a little strange you got through security with a loaded gun?
A little.
You never were that bright.
No.
Daniel, think about one thing before you do this. We never proved that kid was a Harcesis.
What are you talking about?
Everything he put in your head. The Gould have used mind control before.
You think this is some elaborate Gould plot to get me to destroy the world?
We've seen him use kids, too.
use Shifa to put a bunch of stuff in my head in order to get me to build the weapons only to eventually turn them on Earth.
It's possible.
There's only one flaw in that theory. You're assuming this is not what I wanted all along.
Don't.
Finally, just before you're about to cross the event horizon, you see the entire rest of the observable universe contract to a single, brilliant point immediately behind you. If you train your telescope on that point, you'll see not only the light from all the stars and galaxies, but also a curious dim red glow. This is the cosmic microwave background, boosted to visibility by the intense gravitation of the black hole.
The Nexus, it is changing.
The Angel is still fighting. Let's head for the Earth Gate. She'll have to make it out of here on her own.
It's too late. The gravity is increasing fast.
Angel, can you hear me?
Get away from here. Now.
Help!
The whole space is collapsing.
Are we okay? Did we escape?
Yes, sir. But the Nexus was destroyed.
What happened after that is there in the history books for everyone to read. The Earth needed time. Lots of time. Did Angel really die? I never truly believed that. Her goals were broader than sacrificing herself for the Earth. She outgrew us a long time ago. She selected this location. I became a new Moses coming down from Mount Sinai. I will never forget the things she told me before she left to fulfill the task she was designed for.